Welcome to Study Session 7, Employee Work Motivation. Introduction. Motives are important because they help in sustaining and driving behaviors in the desired direction. From the managerial perspective, employees' motivation is crucial because of its implication on the timely attainment of organizational objectives. Highly motivated employees are better workers because they exhibit high productivity and complete tasks faster than a poorly motivated employee. For this reason, it is imperative that organizations identify those factors that can enhance employee motivation and provide the enabling environment to sustain the behavior. Objectives. At the end of this lecture, the reader should be 1. Able to explain what is meant by employee work motivation as well as the major types of motivation. 2. Able to state and explain 3 theoretical bases of motivation. What is work motivation? It could be taken for granted that all organizations are concerned about what should be done to achieve sustained high levels of performance through employees. Thus, close attention is being paid on how employees can be best motivated through such means as incentives, rewards, leadership, and the characteristic of the work and organizational context within which they carry out their work. The goal here is to provide an enabling environment and empower employees to enhance their abilities to deliver results that are in line with expectations of organization. There is therefore a compelling need to have a closer look into factors that influence performance with a view to ensuring sustenance of organizational efficiency and effectiveness by strengthening the factors that enhance performance. While employees come to the organization with varying levels of experience, education, training, skills, expectations, and interests, all of which may influence performance, differences in the level of motivation may be a significant predictor of work performance when these other factors are held constant. A motive can be said to be a reason for doing something. Katz and Thompson 1990 described work motivation as broad hypothetical construct pertaining to the conditions and processes that account for the arousal, direction, magnitude, and maintenance of effort in a person's job. Generally, employee work motivation has the following characteristics. 1. Employees differ in what motivates performance. For instance, money may serve as a motivator for employee A, but might not have the same effect on the behavior of employee B. That is, while the prospect of receiving a higher pay might cause employee A to work harder, the same cannot be said of employee B. 2. What is motivating in one environment may not have the same motivational effect in a different context. And 3. The level of motivation within the same individual may change over time. Types of motivation. Erzberg, 1957, identified 2 types of motivation which they termed intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Because intrinsic factors are inherent, they are believed to have a longer lasting motivational effect on behavior than extrinsic factors, which, although may have an immediate and powerful effect, but these effects are generally short-lived. Intrinsic motivation. This type of motivation emanates from within. It makes reference to self-generated factors that influence an individual to behave in a particular way or to move in a particular direction. They may include factors such as opportunities for advancement, satisfaction with colleagues and supervisor, autonomy, freedom to act using one's initiative, responsibility, having control over relevant resources. Extrinsic motivation. By this it is meant what is done to or for people to motivate them. They are basically external factors such as punishment, pay, praise, promotion, transfer, withholding pay, and so on. Some motives that influence employee behavior. Need for achievement. A person with a high need for achievement obtains satisfaction from experiencing success in accomplishing a difficult task or initiating a new or better way of doing something. Need for affiliation. A desire for companionship and friendly interpersonal relationship in which affection and nurture are given and received. Need for esteem. A desire to be respected and appreciated. Need for power. A desire to influence others and arouse strong emotions in them. Need for autonomy. A desire to have and express a great deal of freedom and independence. Need for security. This expresses people's need to avoid economic disasters or physical pain. Theories of motivation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. This is one of the best known content theories. Formulated in 1954, Maslow suggested that there are 5 major needs categories which apply to people in general. He submitted that these needs are regulated by their potency and arousal level, starting from the fundamental physiological needs: hunger, recovery from fatigue, sleep, sex, and leading through a hierarchy of safety needs, protection against danger, protection from pain, need for shelter, social belongingness needs, affection, love, affiliation, friendship, esteem needs. Contains 2 subsidiaries that includes desire for achievement, for dominance, mastery of the environment, and secondly, desire for status manifested by importance, recognition, and appreciation, to self-actualization, self-fulfillment needs, the need to develop potentials and skills, expression of creative capacity. Physiological and safety needs are classified as lower order needs, while the upper 3 are higher order needs. Maslow needs hierarchy. In its operation, Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory loosely assumes a bottom-to-top approach, since people are thought to be motivated by the lowest level need that is unmet. That is, if 2 levels of needs are unmet, the lower level need will dominate. In other words, if physiological and safety needs are unmet, the individual would seek first to satisfy physiological need before safety need. Thus, a hungry person, for instance, would be less concerned with danger and might risk selling food. Take 2. Would be less concerned with danger and might risk stealing food even though the punishment of theft is severe. Psychological development takes place as people move up the hierarchy of needs, but this is not necessarily a straightforward progression. Implications of Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. Higher order needs for esteem and self-actualization provide the greatest impetus for motivation. This is because the more they are satisfied, the more they grow in strength, while the lower order needs decline in strength on satisfaction. When employees' lower level needs have been satisfied, they are more likely to pursue satisfaction of self-fulfillment and creative achievement needs. Selection and placement is more effective when it is a function of knowledge of employees' needs level. Type of training and training programs most suitable for employees can be better determined when their needs level are known. Managers need to ascertain where on the hierarchy an employee's need satisfaction are stopped to make for effective manipulation of reinforcement system aimed at moving the worker to the next higher level of motivation. For managers in organizations in developing nations where there is high level of poverty and people are still grappling with how to satisfy basic needs of life, motivating employees for increased productivity might mean deploying more attention and resources towards helping them satisfy the lower order needs, which incidentally constitute man's basic needs. Maslow's need hierarchy theory is intuitively appealing and has been a very influential tool for managers seeking to motivate their subordinates. However, research has not been very supportive of the propositions of the theory, partly because Maslow's statement of the theory is rather vague, making it difficult to test it empirically. ERG theory. Alderfer, 1969, proposed a work theory of motivation known as ERG theory, which represents an attempt to fix some of the weaknesses in Maslow's need hierarchy. The theory proposed that humans have three core needs arranged in a continuum as existence, relatedness, and growth needs. The existence needs involve physiological desires and the necessities for basic survival, such as food and water. They are thus concerned with physiological well-being. Relatedness needs involve relationship with significant others such as family, friends, and co-workers. It is similar to Maslow's belongingness need. Growth needs concern creativity or productivity within the self or environment, thus corresponding to Maslow's self-actualization need. Growth implies that the person is fully utilizing his or her capabilities. According to Alderfer, these needs are arranged in a continuum in order of decreasing level of concreteness. Existence needs are the most concrete because they involve physical objects. Next is relatedness needs. Take two. Next is relatedness needs because they are concerned about social relationships which are not manifestations of the physical world. Growth needs are the least concrete because of a total absence. Take two. Growth needs are the least concrete because of a total absence of the physical environment, even though physical objects such as painting can be the end product. Existence, relatedness, growth. Alderfer's ERG. Equity theory. Furthermore, in contrast to Maslow, Alderfer allows for the flow of need strength back and forth through the continuum. When the need is fulfilled, the person experiences a lessened desire for that need and a greater desire for a concrete need. For instance, a person might experience an increased desire to socialize with others after they have had their hunger satisfied. Equity theory. This theory was propounded by Adams, 1965, and it is concerned with the perceptions people have about how they are being treated compared with others. It advocates that people are motivated by their need for fair treatment. In the organizational context, justice consists of a balance between a worker's input, for example, ability, education, experience, in a given situation and its outcomes such as salary, promotions, and bonus. This means to be dealt with equitably is to be treated fairly in comparison with another relevant person or a group of people or reference group. These comparison people or others might be employees doing the same job inside or outside the organization. They might also be people who have different types of jobs. Equity exists when output over input ratios for individual employees and those of the reference group are equal. Goal setting theory. One of the most useful theories of motivation is goal setting theory proposed by Locke and Latham, 1990. In its simplest term, The theory proposes that conscious goals affect performance. The theory predicts that people will exert effort toward accomplishing their goals and that performance is a function of the goals set. Many organizations have used goal-setting theory as an effective means to either maintain or increase job performance. Some researchers, Locke and N. 1986, Locke 2000, argue that certain conditions must be met for goal setting to have the desired effect on motivation and performance. Factors that improve performance through goal setting. 1. Goal acceptance by the employee. That is, an employee must have goal commitment. 2. Feedback on progress toward goals. This is necessary because it allows people to know whether or not their behavior is moving them towards or away from their goals. 3. Difficult and challenging goals. The more difficult the goal, the better the performance is likely to be. 4. Specific goals. Goals are more effective when they are specific. 5. Self-goals are usually better than organizational assigned goals. Expectancy theory. This concept of expectancy was originally contained in the valency instrumentality expectancy (VIE) theory by Vroom, 1964. Valency stands for value. It is the value of an outcome or reward to a person. Instrumentality is the belief that if we do one thing, it will lead to another. Expectancy is the subjective probability that a person has about his or her ability to perform a behavior. This theory attempts to explain how outcomes lead to desired behavior by focusing on internal cognitive states that lead to motivation. It emphasizes that people will be motivated when they believe that their behavior will lead to rewards or outcomes that they want. The corollary is that people will be poorly motivated to perform a behavior if they do not want the contingent reward. Summary of study session 7. In this study session, we were able to explain what is meant by employee work motivation as well as the major types of motivation. We also stated and explained 3 theoretical bases of motivation. This is the end of study session 7.